You know, it's pretty cool out this morning, foggy. My son wanted to go hunting, so he's old enough to go one way, I'm old enough to go the other. That brings back a whole slew of memories. Like being just tiny, walking behind my dad. I think he bent every stick he could find to whack me in my cold ear. And just most of it was being cold. Little cold fingers, little cold nose, little cold ears. And let's face it, I had some big old ears. And I think every stick in the woods usually got them. Little cold feet, they get so numb you couldn't feel them. Clothes wasn't that good back then. And if they was, we didn't have them. Yeah, check out how thick this fog is this morning and how beautiful this is. Today we're after checking of the trees, and I don't know if y'all just heard that, but I think the boy just got one. Me, I've got one more till I hit my bag limit, and I don't even really like checking of the trees, but you know, I'm hoping to get enough for my uncle and aunt. My dad, he ain't able to hunt them anymore, so I try to go for him when I'm able, but I ain't really able. And it's funny what poor people eat. I mean, who thought about chasing a rat out of a tree and eating it? Lord, I've ate a sackload of them. I guess we all have here in the country. But hopefully a little bit later I'll be able to show you guys how we're going to do it so we ain't spitting buckshot in our plate listening to the music like we used to. Tink, tink, tink every time we got a bite. Well, I found my coffee I lost this morning. I think I slept 2 hours like a little kid, excited. So, a lot of you have been asking me about Instant Pot and Crock Pot recipes. Today's your lucky day. I have non-GMO, organically grown, tree-pastured, sustainably harvested chicken of the trees. So, I've got 3 in my Instant Pot. I'm going to throw in a little bit of beef bouillon, black pepper, and some water. Enough to cover them, because we're going to shred these with a fork and make sure there's no shot left in them. And it was that or Squirrel helper. So I think we may do some gravy and biscuits. Oh. All right, so here's what we have. I'm going to put this in our Instant Pot, and I'm going to go to work on some biscuits. 3 little critters picked. Probably ended up with about 1 pound of meat after we sifted through all the bones, and I kept the smaller ones. That way everybody else could have the bigger ones. So I'm going to take you guys over to the stove. We're going to make a brown roux, and we're going to use some heavy cream, because I'd say all that milk fat is going to make this delicious. All right, we've got us some bacon grease melted in our little saute pan. We're going to add us a little bit of flour. We're going to get that stirred in and make us a roux. As far as your flour goes, add that little bits at a time, or else you'll end up with mashed potatoes in your skillet. I mean, it'll all come together if you work slow at it. think we're gonna need some more. And using a spoon like this, maybe a white Gary skillet looks like it's done. You do stuff your way, I'll do it mine. All right, I'm gonna keep stirring this. Squirrel gravy done. I was eating the crunch off a biscuit there, but you gotta have the crunchy biscuits when you're eating gravy. We've got a special guest taster with us today. She has never eaten squirrel. Oh my God.
What?
That's good.
Oh my God.
It is delicious. I think that's better than sausage gravy. What do you think, little girl? Still like sausage gravy better, or?
That's pretty good.
Pretty good for chasing a bunch of old rats around today. She went with Jake and was trying to help him. But chicken of the trees, guys. All depends on how you make it. When I was growing up, it was like flour with water and milk. Kind of like how people used to do stewed potatoes.